friend the member for Shoreham on securing this debate, and agree with him that this really is déjà vu all over again. For all of us here, this is one of the single biggest annoyances in our constituencies at the moment. I get daily emails with progress reports or lack of progress reports from constituents, tweets and other social media. So I've taken to having a train watch section on my website. I post 3 times a day the performance or lack of performance charts from GTR, which are usually a mass of red and yellow showing lateness. On Monday, I visited the Three Bridges Operations Centre so I could see at first hand how they were dealing with all the problems. Very impressive facility there, Network Rail and Southern GTR working alongside. And I was taken around by the Chief Executive, Charles Horton, and I'm grateful for the time that he showed me. But it's very clear they are still nowhere like on top of these problems. We were shown the charts, not just red, we were shown pink, which is when it's in complete meltdown. And that very morning I'd been there, the whole of the signalling structure was outed for some 10 minutes, causing absolute chaos. I then travelled in the cab with the Chief Executive up to Victoria, and again it was good to see at first hand some of the challenges that they face, and fortunately the train arrived only 10 minutes late when we got into Victoria. Now I recognise, and we had all this at the heated meeting with the management and the Minister back on the 18th of January, the problems and challenges of the infrastructure going back to the 1930s. We recognise it's something like a 60-40 split for the responsibility for the problems, with 60% for Network Rail. But the day I visited, it was quite clear that there were problems that were of Southern Rail's own making. I got an email just that morning from a constituent saying they'd just been told the 731 from Shoreham had been cancelled. At 7:35, they saw the 731 shoot through Shoreham station. What I then found out later in the day was, in fact, it hadn't been cancelled. There was a problem with the train crew at source. They'd then chosen to shoot through some stations to try and make up that time. So effectively, they had lied to consumers. It's no wonder that our constituents are getting cynical about the reasons for some of these delays. And one of the things I did say to GTR, they need to be more honest with passengers. Passengers will understand when there are major structural problems causing these delays, but they need to be told the truth. If they are to have shooting through stations, they need to be given good warning of that and told exactly the reason why. And these charts that I've posted on my website, Mr. Holloway, some of them are quite appalling. I mean, on one day, only 51 of 114 trains in the Gatwick Express actually arrived on time. 30 of them were over 30 minutes late or cancelled. Only 2/3 of the Brighton Main Line arrived on time that day. People getting off at Gatwick and getting onto the Gatwick Express, this is the Welcome to Britain sign. And to have that sort of inconvenience and hassle does not give a good impression of the services in this country. Now, I praise the social media that the GTR are using to try and communicate more, but they actually need to be much more transparent about the problems. This is having an impact on students in my constituency, where they're overshooting their stops, arriving late at lessons. Commuters are saying they're going to move back to London. Secondly, in such a backdrop, Mr. Holloway, it is adding insult to injury when we've now got these ticket office closures, closing the majority of 84 station ticket offices across the South East. In Shoreham and Lancing, the ticket offices will close. At Worthing will be there for peak time only, supposedly based on a survey of ticket office usage. Nobody knows when that survey happened. Nobody knows how many people were involved. In fact, in Shoreham, the ticket office has been closed on many occasions because of staff illness. That information is not available for the 3-week-only consultation, which is closing this week, and then there'll be a week with Transport Focus to decide what recommendation to make, and in any case, they have no veto over GTR's intentions. I've had lots of emails. 2,300 people signed a petition in 10 days, and tomorrow evening I shall be holding a meeting with Southern Rail coming down to Shoreham, where constituents can see them at first hand and get the answers to why we have a shoddy service, why we have this ridiculous idea in the interests of enhanced passenger experience to do away with those station ticket offices and replace them with station hosts who are there to tell you why the ticket machine is not working, also deal with the trains coming to the station, deal with maintenance and security, and if you're lucky, have some time to advise you on how to buy your ticket as well. And finally, we have a third issue of the continued closure of the underpass at Shoreham Station, where just last week a 20-year-old man was fatally hit by a train, and we need to do more to be much more responsive to public need.
Hear, hear.